Hello, in this tutorial we'll be examining the sample scene included with the Material Group Editor extension. The asset includes the completed example and we're just going to walk through the process of building that scene. At the end of this tutorial we'll be able to quickly apply color themes to the scene by grouping materials and relating game objects within those groups. Material Group consists of two things, a Material System asset and the Material Group tags. Tags are added as components to the game objects to associate those game objects with the particular system. We can create a new system using the Create menu within the project hierarchy. Once the system asset is created, we can add material slots. Slots represent game objects that share a material. For instance, if we were working with a humanoid character, we might create a slot for the hair, the skin, and then slots for each article of clothing or equipment. But for this scene, we're going to create a slot for the ceiling, the floor, walls, the room trim, some furniture items, and the artwork. Now that the slots are created, let's associate our scene objects. To make this a bit easier, we have prefabs for the artwork and furniture. So let's open the artwork prefab. We'll select the frame mesh components all together, and we'll add a material tag component to all of them. So material tags, they have to be added to game objects that have mesh renderers so that the materials can be accessed to the system. The first thing we'll do is we'll select the system reference that we just made, and then we'll choose a slot for each material on this mesh. So these meshes only have one material, so we'll only need to select one slot. So I'm going to assign this to the trim. And if there were more than one material here on this mesh renderer, then we would see material 0, material 1. And there's also an option here to assign a particular group for an event, but we'll just leave that for now. And we'll go ahead and do the same for the artwork canvas. Assign the system, and we'll choose the artwork slot and save the prefab. And now we'll do the rest of the room. We'll just go through each one of these components, select each one of the meshes, and add the component if it isn't already there, select the system, and then select the slot. So I'm going to do that all real quick here. I'm going to fast forward. Now we can add groups to the material system, one for each theme. Each group has a material reference for each slot. For this theme, I'd like the floor to be red. We'll make the ceiling black, the walls white, the trim yellow, the furniture will be brown, and the artwork is going to be blue. So now that the materials are selected, we can hit the apply button to see the materials change in the scene. So this can be done in the editor like we're doing here, or at runtime by either selecting a theme to be applied in the awake, start, or on enable events, or we can apply groups programmatically by referencing the system in code. So the sample scene includes a UI canvas that has an example of changing groups programmatically. It has a script attached to it. Let's take a look at that script. I'm just going to find the drop down here that has the script on it and open that up in Visual Studio. So it's really as simple as having a reference to the system somewhere in your script, and there's a method called apply to scene, which takes either a zero-based group index or the group name. So the script builds a UI dropdown and binds the onValue changed event to change the group when we switch the dropdown value. Let's take a look. Cool, it works. And that's it. It's pretty simple. We hope that this helps you get started, and as always, feel free to reach out with any questions. Thanks.